Φίλοι και φίλοι του Sportal, καλησπέρα σας, εδώ από τα στούντιο του Sportal.gr. Sportal Guest με έναν ακόμα εκλεκτό καλεσμένο που έχει γράψει τα δικά του χιλιόμετρα στο χώρο, έχει αφήσει το δικό του αποτύπωμα και αποτελεί έναν από τους ανθρώπους που συζητιούνται κυρίως στο χώρο του μπάσκετ. Ο λόγος φυσικά για τον Χάντερ Χέιλ. Χάντερ, thank you for being with us.
I appreciate it, man. I'm glad to be here.
And you are here over almost 1.5 years. How was your reaction with Greek fans? How is your impression about Greece as well?
I mean, Greece is a very passionate place. They're passionate about their sports in general. I spent 2 years in Serbia, so I know how they are about their sports as well. So it's very similar in different ways. But everybody's been welcoming with open arms. It's been a great transition here. I enjoy it. I enjoy being in Athens. It's a beautiful city to be, just in general. Good food, great beaches, great people, and ultimately great basketball too. So that's the biggest thing.
And you are here almost 18 months, so you feel a little bit Greek, right?
Some ways more than others. I'm still trying to learn the language. It's a very difficult language to learn, but yeah, I'm starting to pick up on some things, as the time goes on.
You have some Greek tattoos as well.
I do.
What is the backstory behind?
So my older brother has some Greek tattoos on his legs as well. I don't know, I just liked how they looked. I liked the letters. Like they just look very unique. So I decided to get them. It was like 2017. So it's been a while, and it's kind of weird, like how things come full circle. And I end up playing here, and I just, happen to have Greek tattoos. So maybe I'll get another in the future, but I guess we'll see.
Maybe it was written for you playing in Greece.
It could be. I mean, I have the word history on here, so I'm creating history everywhere I go. And I just think, as time goes on, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I was supposed to get a tattoo last year as well, but they canceled on me a few times. So, I haven't had the best experience, trying to get tattoos here. But we'll see as the year goes on.
Well, you have a complete 1.5 season with 2 different teams, from Patras and Prometheas to ΑΕΚ and Athens. How is this transition for you play for a ambitious club like Prometheas to a high level, a top level club like ΑΕΚ with so many fans, so many ambitious and a high demanding club as well?
Yeah, obviously Prometheas is still rising. They're still trying to gain a big fan base there. So, every game there's not always as many fans as you want. And, ΑΕΚ, their problem sometimes is we don't have fans in there because they're so passionate, But it is very different, but I enjoy it here. This is the first time I've been around a club that's just had such a historic fan base. The fans come out and support. I haven't been to a soccer game yet, but I do want to eventually go to one of those just to see how the atmosphere is. But it's been great. It's been great. I like the fan base. I like the team. I like the gym. I just like the atmosphere. And it presents something different for me, but I always like a challenge. And it's been a challenge, as the season's started, but I think I'm starting to really get more comfortable as I'm here. So,
And already you had a great season with Prometheas. You were one of the top scorers in Greek league, and it was kind of a remind to everyone how good player you can be, or it's a kind of introduction for you to the biggest stage. How good player you are.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Prometheas, they trusted me with a lot over there. The ball was in my hands all the time. So I just tried to make plays for myself, plays for my teammates. And, as the season went on, I got more comfortable. Obviously, coming from Serbia, I was a top scorer there as well. So that wasn't necessarily my goal, was to just come here and, be a top scorer. But I wanted to prove that I could score at a high level, but also translate that to wins as well. So I think the biggest misconception about me is that I just want to score the ball. I enjoy scoring the ball, but I think at the end of the day, like, if you score and you don't win, people look at you a different way. So my biggest thing is just being able to just score, but also translate that into wins and do whatever I can do to help my team win the games.
Well, everybody, when we called the name Hánτερ Χέιλ, everybody said, okay, he's a great scorer. Yeah. Did you feel that is a little bit of a misunderstanding because you are not only a good scorer, but you are a good passer? We saw it this season especially. Do you feel probably people don't know 100% who the real Hánτερ Χέιλ is?
Always. I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to say what they're going to say, but I do think an underrated part of my game is my passing ability. That's something I really pride myself on, is being able to make the extra pass, just making the right plays and making the right reads. I don't go into a game thinking selfishly. I try to be as selfless as possible, and sometimes too selfless. So yeah, I do pride myself on my passing, my rebounding, and I'm trying to become a better defender at the same time. So there's always areas of your game that you want to improve on. You know, I'm not the best passer, I'm not the best scorer in the world, but those are things that I'm trying to improve on as well, and just being able to make the right plays, make the right reads, and just do what I can do to help my team win games.
Mm-hmm. What did you enjoy most on your game? Because I know that you're watching games after, you're watching videos about your moves and stuff like that. What did you enjoy most on the floor? Yeah,
I think for me, like the more I watch myself, I just try to see my activity. Like see if I'm really engaged in the game, see if I'm in a stance all the time on defense, see if I'm talking to guys. I think that's the biggest thing for me is just being able to just be vocal, you know, be a leader on and off the court. And that's something that people don't really know about me as well. Like you can see me on the court, you can see my energy on the court, but off the court, I try to talk to everybody, try to get close with everybody, just so we can build more team camaraderie, more team chemistry. Because at the end of the day, you know, if you're close off the court, you're going to be a good team on the court because you're going to want to play for each other. So my biggest thing is just trying to be close with everybody, use my voice, and you know, I think that's just going to help us translate that to wins.
You mentioned your vocal leadership. Do you feel that it was easier to be a vocal leader in a team like Prometheus and more difficult to be a vocal leader in a team like ΑΕΚ?
Yeah, I mean, I came in a little later. You know, obviously I had the injury over the summer and I came later, I think the 1st of September, so everybody had kind of already established, you know, who the team was and things of that nature. But me coming in later, it was big for me to just come in and just be vocal right out the gate, just so guys know that I'm here, you know, not for myself, but to win, to help, you know, and just to be a lending hand at the end of the day. So when I came first day, my biggest thing was just talk, and just let guys know that, you know, I expect greatness out of them and they should expect greatness out of me. You know, I'm not the type of person that, you know, takes things very personally. Like you can tell me if I'm doing something wrong and I'll just, you know, all right, you're right, I got you, and just try to go fix it the next time. So, you know, I think that's the biggest thing with a team is just being able to talk to each other, being able to criticize each other in a positive way, but also when we say negative things, just not take it personally. I think those are the best teams that do that. They're usually the best teams at the end of the year. So, you know, if you can talk to each other on and off the court in different type of ways without getting, you know, too personal or getting frustrated or annoyed with each other, I think that ultimately can, you know, make or break a team.
Mm-hmm. Last season was really productive for you on the floor, despite some injuries that you had during the season. Yeah. What was the biggest takeaway from you? What do you remember most about last season?
Honestly, getting to the final 8 in the BCL, like that was the biggest thing for us. No one expected us to be there. You know, we had the difficult groups, but at the end of the day, we came together on and off the court, and we just played for each other. You know, obviously you could say how many points you scored this game or what you did that game, but I think the biggest thing for me was just the team chemistry that we had, and knowing that if you can build that type of chemistry in any team that you're on, you can do great things. So no one expected us to be that good last year. That was my first year actually playing for something more meaningful. So the biggest thing for me was just to help us win games. And I feel like our team did that last year. You know, we played for each other, and it translated to wins, and we ended up going to the BCL. Unfortunately, we had Unicaja, so it made it a little difficult, but we fought against them too. You know, we didn't just lay down and just, you know, let them come into Patras or go to Spain and just lose. We really fought, and, you know, we could tip our hats to them because they were a really good team, and obviously, you know, they won the whole thing, so.
Is there any specific moment that you remember most as the best moment or as the worst moment of the season?
Personally, or just as a, personally, I mean, it was tough. You know, I hurt my thumb last year, actually against ΑΕΚ. December 3rd.
You scored 29 that game?
I think it was 32.
32, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a really tough moment for me because sitting on the sideline watching my team play, and we started struggling a little bit too during that time. It was tough because I just wanted to be out there. You know, I hate missing games. I hate sitting out. If I can play, I want to play. You know, I play through injuries all the time, so that was a really tough part for me. But you know, the most exciting part was just winning our group in the top 16 when we came to ΑΕΚ and won, and just the emotions that we felt after that win, just knowing that we were going to the top 8 was just like, it was unreal. You know, we were in the locker room just throwing things around, just super excited, but it was just like, we felt like we fought all year just to get to that point. You know, we had to play in the playing games at Le Mans and, you know, all different type of stuff that we went through, and then to finally get to that point, it was great. It was great.
You hurt your thumb in the left hand, right?
Yeah, shooting.
And Is it true that you practiced with the right hand? You did all the things with the right hand?
Yeah.
How difficult was that?
I mean, naturally, I'm right-handed. You know, I can't shoot great with my right hand, but I do everything with my right hand other than play basketball. So it wasn't the most difficult thing, but it was one of those things where I'm just like, I can't sit around and just, you know, not do anything for 6 weeks. Like, I have to get up, I got to be active. So I figured I might as well work on my right hand, work on the things I can't do as well with my left and my right. So, yeah, I spent that whole 6 weeks just working out with my right hand.
After such a productive season, how can you describe summer? Because your main goal was to go to Summer League, try to find a G League or an NBA contract. But what happened?
So, I mean, I got home, you know, naturally you take some rest time and you just want to chill out, see some family and things of that nature. But as soon as I got home, I had a workout with the Hawks. I had already planned to go play with Sacramento for Summer League, but I went to go work out with the Hawks because, you know, it's just another opportunity. And, you know, I feel like it was an opportunity to showcase, you know, who I am. So I went there, I think that was June 3rd. And honestly, 5 minutes into the workout, my foot just popped and I could just feel it. And I knew it was done at that point, like I couldn't walk. So at that point, you know, I'm like, all right, I just hope I avoid surgery. You know, I can just chill out and just, you know, get some much needed rest. And then I feel like that injury kind of lingered throughout the summer. It was supposed to be 6 to 8 weeks. It ended up being much longer than that. So it was tough. I didn't touch a ball all summer. I pretty much was just rehabbing. I ended up going to Los Angeles with my brother-in-law, and, you know, he was doing some rehab out there as well for his injury. So pretty much just rehabbing all summer. And, you know, I didn't really work out until I got here in Athens. So it was very difficult. It was one of the most difficult things I've gone through as a player. I've never been seriously injured like that before. So it was tough. It was very mentally draining. But, you know, I think at the end of the day, it brought me here. Ike was very, just very willing and open for me to take my time and get back healthy, and very communicative. And it was great. So when I got here, everyone welcomed me with open arms. And it felt like home. And it really made me happy. So now just to be on the court, I'm just ecstatic. Like, I'm just happy to be on the court and playing the game that I love, and starting to get a little more groove now. So, yeah.
For a guy like you who always loved to practice, always loved the grind, how difficult was that time?
I mean, I've never had the game taken away from me like that. So I really just tried to stay focused, try to stay positive as much as I could. But it felt like every single day I felt empty because I didn't work out. And, you know, like when I'm throughout the summer, I usually work out once or twice a day, and you feel like you're accomplished something, you know? Like, I did my job, I did my work for the day, I can go chill, play the video games, or whatever the case may be. But to go throughout the day and not work out, like, I felt so empty every single day, that when I got here, I was just ready to go right away. Which wasn't the smartest thing because, you know, I ended up getting another injury. But, you know, I think in that moment, it was just a lot of emptiness, and it was tough. But I have a good, strong support system behind me, great family behind me, and they help keep me motivated.
Even through this process, you had offers on the table from European teams.
Yeah.
And you reject some of them.
And some of them rejected me as well, too.
Due to injury, right?
Yeah, because I got hurt. They found out about my injury, and a lot of teams were just unsure about the situation. So pretty much pulled some offers, but, you know, it happens.
And then here comes ΑΕΚ with a strong offer, and the whole confidence to you through the talks process. How big motivation for you is to bring your A game night in and night out?
I'm super motivated every night. You know, I want to do well every time I step on the court. You know, if you're not coming to play, then you shouldn't come play at all. So every time I step on the court, you know, I'm focused, I'm locked in. And I say it all the time, like, I just want to win, like I said. So whether that's me scoring 100 points or 0 points, like, if I can do what I need to do to help the team win games, that's all I want to do. So, you know, obviously this year we've done pretty well for ourselves so far. You know, I'm starting to get a little more groove right now too. So I think, you know, as time goes on, we're only going to get better. We're going to have a lot more chemistry. And I feel like I can help the team in different ways that I hadn't in the first half of the season, and now, you know, going forward as well.
The president of the team, Μάκη Αγγελόπουλο, how big reason for you was to sign with the team?
Well, he did say he was going to take me out to dinner when I got here. That was like the biggest thing. But no, I'm joking. He gave me a lot of what's the word? He gave me a lot of confidence. One, he poured his confidence into me. You know, he's very confident in who I am as a player. And then he just gave me a bunch of just assurances that, you know, I would be taken care of here, that he would take care of me, that, you know, we could have different conversations. I could come to talk to him whenever I wanted to. And that the organization would just do everything that they could do to just help me feel welcome. And, you know, they've done that. Like I said, like coming in here throughout the summer, being able to come later at a later date. You know, most teams don't allow you to do that, but because of my circumstances, they worked with me. And, you know, it made me even more grateful to come here. I didn't expect to come to AEK. Like, I never would have thought I was coming to AEK after last year. I remember we went bowling in Patras and there was an AEK fan. He was like, Hunter, come to AEK. And I'm like, brother, I don't think I'm going to AEK next year. But, you know, things change, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity and very happy to be here.
Mm-hmm. And how much do you force yourself to come back stronger through this process? Because you had when the team had days off, you were here, you were in the gym and tried to push yourself to the limit. Yeah,
I mean, when you come in the circumstance that I was in, I'm behind everybody. Everyone else is a little more shape. You know, they feel more comfortable with the team, and I'm just like, I'm behind. So I got to catch up somehow, some way. So it's, whether that's sprinting, getting some more sprinting in, more cardio, more shots. You know, I got to do what I have to do to catch up, because, you know, you miss 3 months of basketball, and in that time, everyone's still playing. Everyone's still working out. So, you know, I'm behind in that regard, and then just behind in terms of the team. The team already has things, you know, going for themselves. They got the plays. I got to come in, learn the plays, and learn the defensive coverages, and just get to know everybody individually. So, you know, I'm just behind. So it was really important for me to just come in, get to know everybody, but also in the same breath, focus on what I need to focus on and get better as a player individually, because, you know, they didn't bring me here to, you know, be mediocre, be average. They came here, they wanted me here to be great and to be, if not the same player last year, if not better. So my biggest thing was just trying to just come in, just work, and just try to work my way back into it.
The injury during summer was not the first one through 2024. What happened through your second injury?
It's so weird. I honestly don't even know how to describe it. We were playing Riga in Latvia, and I just remember it was like the third quarter, and I was just walking. And I just felt another pop in my foot, and the bottom of my foot, and
in a different spot.
In a different spot,
yeah.
And you know, I'm just walking around like, what was that feeling? Like, what is that? And you know, I ended up playing the rest of the game, and it's just been something since then that was bothering me for the last 6-7 weeks, and you know, I've just been playing through it, just hoping it would go away. Which isn't the smartest thing, but you know, I just like to be on the court, and I feel like I could still contribute. So yeah, it was a completely different injury, but you know, it's so weird. Like this last week, like I told you before, like I have felt nothing in my foot, and this is probably the best I've felt, or the closest to 100% I've felt in a long time. So the whole week leading up to the R's game, you know, I've felt extremely well, and I'm just glad to feel a lot better, honestly.
That game against Aris is the blueprint for you, because you're not only the top scorer of the team with 29 points, but you had 6 dimes. Your decision making was way better compared to the previous games.
Yeah.
Is this the blueprint for you going to the second half of the season?
Yeah, I think the second half of the season is going to be really important for me. You know, to take another step. But I feel more comfortable out there as well. I think, you know, just letting the game come to me, first and foremost, but also just making the right reads. You know, I remember there was a play where I just drove the court, passed to someone else, they passed it back to me. Omeros was open in the corner, make the extra pass. You know, that's just being a good basketball player, just being unselfish. So, and then it's just trusting the guys are going to knock down shots. You know, at the end of the day, you have to pass them the ball, and they got to make the shot for it to be an assist anyway. So, yeah, just trusting the guys. You know, we have a lot of guys on the team that can do different things in different ways. So being able to trust other players with the ball, and, you know, just continuing to be myself at the same time, staying aggressive, not second guessing myself. I remember I had a transition 3 opportunity. I ended up passing it off of Minda's leg. And I was like, Hunter, what are you doing? You know, to shoot that, that's your shot. So just taking those opportunities when I do, because, you know, at the end of the day, if I'm just being myself, that's just only going to help the team. just being aggressive in different ways, not only for myself, but to, be aggressive for other people. If I'm aggressive, then other people are going to help. I can kick it out to them and just trust they're going to make the shot. So
there is one play in that game that describes a lot how good scorer you are, because there is a play at the end of the game that you missed a layup, you take offensive rebound and score a 3-point shot. Yeah. Is it a kind of your scoring ability, or is it the feeling of the game for you that forced you to make that play?
Well, it's funny because when I shot the layup and I missed it, I'm like, Hunter, what are you doing? And then the ball just happened to come back to me, and then I'm hearing the crowd just like, shoot it. And you don't even second guess yourself, you just shoot it, and it happens to go in. But like I said, being true to who I am, not thinking too much, that's the biggest thing for any player. If you don't have to think, not have to worry about other people, what someone's going to say or what coach is going to say, because coach is going to coach at the end of the day. So if you just play the game the right way, I think all things will work together no matter what. So just trusting the work I've put in, trusting God, and that's my biggest thing.
Well, the team is rolling right now, 4 straight wins.
Yeah.
The second half of December. What changed the whole energy? What was the biggest shift in the team from your perspective?
Defense for sure. I think we've shown at times that we can be a great defensive team, and other times we've shown that we can be a bad defensive team. Offense is always going to take care of ourselves. We have so many weapons on the team, but defense is the biggest thing for us. If we can play with energy and activity, we'll be fine. As long as we're playing defense for each other. I think sometimes, we can get a little spread out and just focus on, I don't want my man to score. But at the end of the day, defense isn't about that. It's 5 people, moving on a string together. So as long as we can just talk, have activity, and play defense, I think we'll be fine. That's the biggest thing for me, is just increasing my defensive ability. Just helping the guys going, being talking, having that leadership on the court. I feel like we'll play defense for each other. And I think at the end of the day, that's how we'll be a good team, if we play defense.
Over the last games, we saw that you enjoyed, both you and the whole team enjoyed to play for each other.
Yeah.
The reactions on the bench, the reactions on the court are different comparing to the beginning of the season.
Right.
Is this the chemistry that you built through the season is a part of your success so far in the season?
Yeah, I mean, you build that on and off the court. Like I said, you go out and hang out with each other. We go bowling, we go eat, whatever the case may be. You build that chemistry off the court. And then when you get on the court, you're like, I really enjoy being around this guy. I like this guy off and on the court. So I want to go play harder for him, play harder for the coaches, play harder for the organization, because we enjoy being around each other. And that's the biggest thing. So I'm always trying to get the guys, let's go eat, let's go do this. So, you can build that chemistry off the court, and it just makes the on the court stuff even better. So, like I said, we continue to play defense like that, like Fleonis, then we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
And over the last 3 games, you scored 96, 97, 102 points. Mm-hmm. And we saw how much this team rolling. Do you feel that this version, this ΑΕΚ team, is probably the most talented team that you play for through your career?
I think so. I mean, our bigs can pass the hell out of the ball. Like, Grant is a great passer. Raekwon is a great passer. Kuzmingas is a great passer. Like, we have big guys that are willing to pass the ball, but then they can also put the ball in the hole. Grant has a great floater. Raekwon has a great touch around it, and obviously Kuzmingas can do everything. So, who am I forgetting? Giannis. Even Giannis has a great touch. He can shoot the ball. He can do things in different ways. He's super athletic. So our bigs can pass the ball. They're willing passers. And I think for us is understanding that as guards, we don't have to dribble the air out of the ball. We can give it to their bigs, and they can make a play for us as well. So having that type of versatility only makes our team a lot better. Obviously that everybody brings different things to the table, whether it's shooting, ball handling, defense, whatever the case may be. But I feel like we have so many different people that can do so many different things that I don't need to go out there and score 30 points every game. You know what I'm saying? That's not my job. If that's what the game calls for, cool. But at the end of the day, there's so many people that can do so many different things. As long as we all do our job, offense is going to take care of ourselves. Offense is going to take care of ourselves for sure. It's just the defense.
Coach Sagota, how big factor of your winning streak and the whole different energy is?
He's a very calm guy. He brings a very calming presence. That's something I learned from day one. He's not too high or not too low. but he keeps us humble. And I think that's really important for this team, is to stay humble and understand that every game is going to present a different opportunity for us. Whether that's good or bad, we're going to learn something from it. But he keeps us humble, and he keeps us working. You know, he doesn't always say too much, but you know, when he speaks, it's going to be something very important. So we all listen. So I think he's done a great job of just keeping us together through the highs and the lows of the season, because there's always highs and lows. And then understanding that we have to keep working, we have to keep getting better. Nothing's going to be given to us, and we're going to have a target on our back at the end of the day because of not only who we are, but because of if we're winning or if we're doing well in European competition, whatever the case may be. So he's done a great job.
You are one of the leaders of this team, like Kuzminskas, like Prentice.
Yes.
Step into the leadership role. Is it kind of biggest motivation, biggest responsibility for you to make this team succeed?
For sure. I mean, I feel like I always have a lot of expectations for myself in general, but I know the community has a lot of expectations for me as well. So I don't take that lightly, but I understand what comes with it. And at the end of the day, I want to, whether I'm on the court or off the court, I try to carry myself with high regard, just try to be a great, humble person on and off the court, nice to other people, carry myself the right way. And at the end of the day, I feel like, you know, that goes a long way in itself. So I understand the expectations, and I embrace it. I love it because I have high expectations for myself, and I want to succeed in general. So, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like we have a good support system on this team, on this roster as well. Everybody's willing to, you know, take a step back if they have to, or, you know, take another leadership role if they need to. Like, I remember today in practice, we had guys, you know, that don't play a lot, still talking, still active, ready to go at the end of the day. So I think when you have guys that bring the type of energy in practice, it only makes us stronger. And, you know, we try to motivate each other, even when this person isn't playing or this person hasn't played in 2-3 games. Like, at the end of the day, everyone's still bringing the same energy every single day. That's going to make the team better. So when their number's called, they're ready to go. So I try to do a good job of just keeping those guys motivated as well, because we need them. We need them.
How far this team can go from your perspective? Because we saw that you had a lot of talent.
Yeah.
The expectations are high for the team. And you go into the second half of the season with a good, you make some good steps, qualifying to the round of 16 on BCL, qualifying to the final 8 of Greek Cup. You are in the 4th place in Greek League. How far you feel you can go?
Yeah, obviously, you know, it's a tall task with Pan Olympiacos at the top, but we really want to get to that 3rd place for sure. We have some very tough games coming up in the month of January, and then at the end of January, we obviously start the BCL. So it's just a matter of taking care of business. We have a lot of home games coming up as well against teams that we feel like we should have won against. PAOK, Prometheus will come back to us as well. So, you know, we have to take care of business at home and then go on the road, and we just got to be focused. We want to get that 3rd place. You know, in the BCL, I already said my goal is to go to the Final 4. You know, I've been on the Final 8 already, and I don't want to do that again. I want to go, you know, further. So honestly, just taking game by game. It's a very difficult group. It's a very tough group. Obviously, we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks as well, with there being 2 possible Greek teams, 2, which could be good for travel. But no, it's just about being focused, man. It's just about being focused and staying locked in, game by game. You know, not looking too far ahead and not looking in the past, because the past is done. So I'm very excited for it. I think everybody else is excited for it, but I think we do a really good job of just focusing on the next thing, and that's going to be the biggest thing for us.
For a guy like you, where a ball hog, a ball dominant guy, you played last season with Anthony Cowan and this season with Prentice Hub.
Yeah.
How different is the dynamic for you?
It's very different, I think. I think they present different offensive abilities than each other. I think Anthony is more of a slasher, get to the rim type of guy, get fouled, get to the free throw line, and try to make the defense collapse and kick it out. I think Prentice does a good job of coming off the ball screen, being able to hit the short roll, and then letting our big create as well. And he's also a really good cutter as well. You know, him and Grant have a great 1-2 punch. It's funny, they get like 2 or 3 back doors every single game. And I'm sure it's on the scouting report, but, you know, they get it anyways. So they present different things. You know, I'm still learning how to play with Prentice. You know, we're very similar in different ways as well, too, also being left-handed. So I think it's presented as challenges in both ways. Me and Anthony didn't always have the best connection, but off the court we were so close that it made it easy. So it's about just learning each other more, learning how to play with each other more, and I think we'll figure it out in no time.
Mm-hmm. How needed is the fans? How needed the fans are for you? How can they be the difference maker of the season?
Yeah, I say it all the time, man. I love the energy. I love when the fans are there. I want it to look like the soccer games, the football games. And my biggest thing is just having them in the arena. So, whatever that takes for them to be in the arena, I'm all for it. I understand the games are frustrating sometimes and things don't always go away the way they want it to, whether that's refereeing or coaching or whatever the case may be, whatever they're disagreeing with. But my biggest thing for the fans is, I understand all of that, but, I think things happen, it gets heated, but I would just appreciate if the fans could do whatever they can do to just stay in the gym, stay in the arena, because they mean a lot to us. They give us a lot more energy throughout the games, and playing those 2 games without them was that Panionios and Lavrio was very difficult. It was very difficult because it's so quiet in there. Like the gym is super cold too, so it's not the easiest situation. So whatever they can do to stay in the gyms, I would just appreciate that they're there. So
are you planning to go to the OPAP Arena for football games?
I would love to. I don't know. I don't know what the schedule's like. I don't know how to get tickets. I'm still trying to learn everything. So if someone can, point me in the right direction, I would enjoy it. Because I'm a soccer fan, so I would love to go to a game sometime.
Can you imagine yourself in the team winning a title this season?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think it's very possible. We have so much talent on this team, like I said. And in the Bayern game, you could just see the energy that we had on defense and how that's translated since then. Our defense has been the forefront of how we've won the games that we've won. So I don't think that's far-fetched at all. I'm very confident that we can do that. I'm sure everybody else would love that too. I don't try to get too high about it. I don't want to think about it too much, but I think it's very possible. And I just think, as long as we keep taking these steps every day, it's very possible.
And if you have the opportunity to talk with ΑΕΚ fans, what kind of message or what kind of promise you would like to share with them?
Man, well, first and foremost, I promise that, I'm going to give my all every single day. Every time I step on the court, I'm coming there to play 110%. That's the biggest thing for me, is just being able to put my foot forward and say, I'm going to come play hard every single night. You can't always promise if every shot's going to fall in. You can't promise you're going to score 40 points every game, but I can promise that the effort and energy will be there every single night. And, I can't promise we're going to win a title too, but I can promise that we're going to play hard every single game, that we're going to do what we need to do to continue to win in the Greek League and the, Champions League as well. So I'm just excited for it. I feel like we're starting to hit a little stride right now. Like I said, we have a very tough January coming up, but as long as we stay together, everything's gonna be fine. It's a long season, but we're starting to hit that second round. So I think we'll be fine. I think we'll be fine, and I just hope that everybody can come out, have a good time and continue to come to the games. That's what I think.
And that's the best epilogue for our interview tonight.
Yeah.
Χάντερ, thank you very, very much for your time.
Appreciate
it was a pleasure to talk with you.
This is awesome. Thank you. I appreciate all this. This is great.
Λοιπόν, φίλοι και φίλες του Sportal, σας ευχαριστούμε που ήσασταν μαζί μας για ακόμα μια ημέρα εδώ στο Sportal Guest από τα στούντιο του Sportal.gr. Να είστε όλοι καλά και να αγαπάτε τον αθλητισμό.